suppose when I'm at work and I'm running around doing stuff, my brain's not engaged in what I'm doing. The work I do involves no thought. So like I can just, my brain almost gets to, it just goes off like, and you know, that's when I come up with a lot of my best sort of lines and things. It's that they just pop into my head and then the whole song goes around that.
A lot of times I don't have a day job. I'm just staying up to 7 in the morning and, you know, turn into a vampire and running the streets. This is all cool for a little while.
Such a simple time, you simple one. You wanted everything, but you got none. You look surprised that you have fun. Shooting from the hip without a gun.
Mostly I'm just food and beverage work, waiting tables. You know, I wanted to do something different when I came to New York. It was suggested by a couple of friends that I work as a nude model. It's a lot more interesting than waiting tables. And it affords me a pretty flexible schedule, so I can tour most of the time.
If I didn't have another job, I wouldn't be able to do it. But, you know, if we did like 3 months on tour and then 3 months at home, yeah, I could do it.
The idea of like touring a lot does not appeal to me. Like I'm such like a prince, like I hate being away from home for like a long time. Like, and no matter where I go, I'm just like, man, I want to take a shit on my own toilet. Like I want to sit in my own bed. You know what I mean? Like,
you know, oh, you get to go all these places. You get to go to all these places for about 2 hours, really. Like after getting there, sound checking, playing, and then you go back to the hotel and you leave at like, 6 a.m. in the morning. It's not a vacation at all, so. But I'm gonna change that.
I don't understand people who don't like being on tour. It's like the best thing ever. All you have to do is find drugs, hang out, play a show, have sex. What's the big fucking deal?
It's work, you know what I mean? When you're on tour, it's work. You gotta drive 8 hours a day and you gotta get to the next show, play a good show, or at least try to play a good show, and trying to make sure your van is running well every day.
Is that actually working now, or you still gotta?
I got it all working. Got the light back in, got the fuse changed in.
So what was the problem?
The fuse was blown.
No. I'm talking about with the door closing. You still gotta mess with that.
Well, no, it's closing now. It's the tumblers that you gotta get them a certain way.
Oh, cool.
I've been in this band for about 2.5 years now. Since we started, and I knew it was gonna be a lot of touring, but I've been on the road for the last 20 years in other bands. I used to put in really rigorous touring schedules and really long DIY, sleeping on the floor, eating out of garbage can tours.
We were staying in this like really slummy house, and it was fucking disgusting.
I think it was South Carolina.
No.
And then we stayed with these like really scary kids, and like they were like, we have a band room, and we're like, a band room? Nice. And it was a room full of dirty mattresses, like just mattress wall to wall. There's 3 of them and 6 of us, and we were all just in these like gross mattresses, being like, ugh.
That one guy in the bedroom door, he's like, I'm just gonna stand here and stare at you guys sleep.
You guys look sexy while you're sleeping. It was really creepy.
I don't remember that.
So I somehow in San Francisco, which is like the most expensive city to live in, ended up only paying $420 for rent, but like you can see it's like a shoebox in here. It's easy to pay like $420, which is like almost nothing, to like pay that and be able to leave for a long time and come back with no money and still be able to like barely make rent. So I can't really let it go. Sometimes I think about trying to find a bigger room, but it's not like I could afford it anyways. And this is all I really need. You can like, you know, get really close in bed with people. Makes you get closer together. And yeah, I don't know. It's cozy. Everything's in reaching distance. I'm never here anyways. Where are you? Where am I all the time? Running around, having fun, seeing things and playing music all the time, hopefully.
Cause the rain came down on my cold shower and I resent.
With Susanna and I in a relationship, it's easy for us to tour. We're on a label that we like and putting out good records. I just feel like even if we aren't able to make it work monetarily, like in the long term, I would regret it if we didn't like give it a couple years to just try to take advantage of the opportunities that we have.
We had been in Europe for 2 months, and a friend of mine had been house sitting. When we came home, our entire house had been taken over by possums. Filthy, shredded garbage, possum feces, like a nest. And I was really worried about my cat, like, oh my God, you know, possums are really mean. And I did some research online, and it says, strangely, possums and house cats seem to have a mutual respect for each other and don't really bother each other at all. It's like great.
I don't mind sipping good trash. Everything is just trash. I'm no teenager. I beg to God in the sky.
It's our new practice space. $600 a month.
And I want to do something I'm calling holiday tour. So it's more holiday than tour. So nobody gets tired, everybody's friends, everyone gets to go to the beach.
Oh, we have to move fast. Why do you think I'm getting ready?
It's the first tour that I've done since the Matter record's been out, and you have an album out on like a bigger label, like all of a sudden you're like, okay, well there's extra money. So we could go around and we could tour and we could have local bands open up for us every night and pocket it all, or we could like spend some of it and really be stoked about the people we're on tour with.
They showed up when the lights went black. Hear them all the time. The song they sing seem endless time, bouncing around in your mind. You knew they would bounce a second time, so you joined the band, banging pots and pans, singing anything that you want to do, anything that you want to do.
I'd rather give away my money, you know, out of pocket to have 4 great bands play than not right now.
If you're on tour with people you don't know or don't necessarily like their music, like, wow, how's that going to affect your day-to-day life? I mean, it's going to suck. You want to be able to show up at a club and like laugh about something you and your buddies did last night, you know? It's very important for keeping up the positive mental attitude that you need.
Well, I've started seeing like kind of jockier guys show up at our shows, and I thought, what could be the opposite of that? Okay, hunks. You know, it's just entertainment and kind of trying to keep it entertaining for me, you know? I mean, I don't know. It's a bit of an experiment, I suppose, on my part. I'm just sitting back watching.
Down in Nashville, I saw Davila 666 play at just a small dive bar down there. They spend probably 20 minutes trying to tune their guitars before they go on, and they're still not in tune by the time they play, and they do not magically fall into tune anytime during the set. But they play the most explosive, like you felt like you were in a basement house party half the size of the club, and people going crazy.
Kids are getting more comfortable with just doing whatever the fuck they want and trusting that they can do something with that instead of feeling like they got to do something that they really don't want to do to get somewhere with music.
It's like I don't even care if we're huge or famous or anything. I feel like as long as there's a small handful of people who really care about our music and are touched by it personally, that's all that really matters. It's worth it just for those people, you know?
Everybody's doing pretty okay. People go to the shows and people are buying the records. Maybe not like a shitload of records, but they're buying enough to make these bands be able to tour and stuff.
5 years ago, 10 years ago, you couldn't go every weekend to see a cool touring band. You couldn't go see every week 5 local bands. And now we got that.
All these groups from this particular genre are using what they've got in an interesting way, just enough to make it new. There's a freshness, you know, that's just what you hear, you know. It's like maybe when you hear old school hip hop for the first time, and your ears prick up and you go, oh, there's something going on there that's a little different. Cynical older people will say, oh, it's just such and such with such and such, you know, and it's just, I've heard this before, but it's never like that quite, you know.
Just any band that's slogging at it, that's making good music, that's putting out 45s, that's on tour, I mean, there's definitely a connection there that I feel.
A lot of the good stuff that I listen to right now is made by people that I know, and I feel really lucky for that, you know?
Ask me why do I do it? Because, man, the satisfaction's unreal.
Rock and roll has never been about people who are amazing virtuosos or otherworldly level composers. It's about energy and about expressing yourself when your tools are kind of limited and blunt. I mean, that's what punk is. That's what garage is. That's what rock and roll is. It's always been that way.
It's important for some people to be crazy. Every village needs doctors and rational thinkers and mathematicians and all that, but they also need people that just sort of worship the idea of being human, and I think that's what the artist is.
It's fun, man. It's just fun to like write songs that you like. Hopefully other people will like too, and when they do, it's fun, man. It's fun to make people dance.
is running out, and I can't wait. I gotta say this before it's too late. I wanna be the one to hear you call, catch you as you tumble while the empire falls. But when I say it out loud, I look like Chanel, but I gotta say it anyway. Tell you how I feel. I wanna be a hero. I just wanna do the best I can. Keep you happy and be your ever-loving man. There's nothing here for us, no place left to go. The slipstream of destruction has us in its tow. But there's one thing that can make it alright, holding on to you in the dying light. But when I say it out loud, I live like Chanel, but I gotta say it anyway. Tell you how I feel. In the darkness that surrounds us, I just wanna take your hand, take your love, be your ever-loving man.